Stay back. Don't come to the coronation. Actually, stop. Enough. Enough. I'm sure that if Prince William were to be the one coronated, I'm not ready to have this conversation yet. This is Mihaela with Hey Stella. No, that's not what it is. Hello, everybody. This is Mihaela with Art of Experiencing. I am trying to improve, getting more and more people watching my channel, which I am so thankful to all of you out there. I'm so thankful to all of you for your comments. I'm learning so much from them. Please continue to support my channel, subscribe if you haven't, share, like. I have to get used to saying all those things. Some of the videos that I posted, for the first time, I got to watch them on the big screen of my TV. I realized that the sound is really bad. I had no idea. So now I'm trying a microphone. I'm getting to be more professional, even though I used to have a microphone earlier on, but then I didn't understand there was a difference between having a microphone and not having a microphone. I'm going to try having this microphone and see if it's going to sound a little bit better. So much going on again. So much in the news about Harry and Meghan. I feel I want to give up. There are moments where I want to give up. Vicious circle, allowing them to get me, allowing them to get me to comment on what they're doing. I want to be better than that. I don't want to associate my thoughts and my soul with those manipulative goals they have towards the royal family, towards the media, the hypocrisy of it all, using the royal family, using the media. The latest, the picture, that was the appearance of Her Majesty, the Queen of Montecito and the King of Montecito at the basketball game in Los Angeles. Isn't it kind of strange that even that was a stunt? You remember from the news, these French journalists, let's find Archwell Foundation. Let's see what Meghan and Harry are doing. So they went on a journey from France to Los Angeles to try to see what it's about, to try to find out the details of what charity work have they done with it, who are the people they have helped with it. They get to Archwell's location. Such a place doesn't exist. The physical place doesn't exist. There was nobody there they could talk to. The latest stunt, them being at the basketball game that was plastered all over the news, was to show her face, first of all, because she wants to maintain her appearances regularly now that the coronation is coming very soon and she's not going to go. I think she's probably upset that she said no to going, thinking now, why have I done that? I should have not said no to it. I should have gone. I should have gone with it. I should have overcome my fears of being rejected. I should have gone with it. That's what I think she's thinking, but who knows? So now she's appearing, they're appearing to get the attraction of the media they hate so much, at this Lakers game with the entire group who work supposedly for the Archwell Foundation company. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. It's so confusing. So I think they appeared to show us, yes, we have a company. Yes, we have Archwell. See, we have people. So we're going to post them all around us. They're going to be the extras. This is the scenario. Queen Meghan, King Harry of Montecito. These are our soldiers, or these are our extras. If they were doing an act, and they were doing an act. It's just so sad that every time they try to do an act, if she would have had knowledge and training in acting, she would have done it so much better, because she would have learned what those tools are, and she would have been able to fool people. Because if you really know the tools of acting, for those people who want to do bad with them, they can do really bad with them. But for those people who want to do good with them, they can do a lot of good. Even if she would have decided to do bad with them, she would have been able to fool more people, and she would have kept her popularity at a higher level than where she is right now and where they are right now. Today's episode, I want to talk about the strategy of the royal family, much more directed to King Charles. People are always applauding him for the strategy in choosing the picture with the two of them for the program of the coronation. That's a smart strategy. People say, I don't believe it is. I did one of my video talked about it. I said, why would you want to choose a picture where the duo look really good, but then Princess Catherine, she looks more modest when you see her in all the other pictures that she's had, when we see her doing service and going to all these different places, surprising people, regal, decent human being. She looks like a movie star, and so does Prince William. So why choose the picture where they didn't look, it wasn't their best picture? But anyway, people say it's a strategy because we see that the two kids, Archie and Lilibet, of Meghan and Harry, are not in the picture. It doesn't make any sense. The reason I know it doesn't make any sense and this is not working is because, as you can see, just when everybody thinks that Harry and Meghan are ready to reconcile, they're ready to tone it down, they keep going with something else and with something else and with something else, releasing private information about his brother again, giving out private events and private contracts of others, of Prince William, of the royal members, as if it's there to give. I don't understand how they're not able to be stopped when they are invading others' privacy, but at the same time, he's in court suing them, invading his privacy. He's blaming his brother, Prince William, for taking money for this settlement having to do with the invasion of William and Princess Catherine's privacy. I don't know how many years ago, 10 years ago. They're just trying to bring back all these negative narrations around the royal family, even if it's 20 years ago, 10 years ago. So I don't understand how he's able to sue for being invaded, for having his privacy and Meghan's privacy invaded, but he's doing the same thing at the same time that he's actually suing for that. I don't get it. And then to say that the strategy of the royals or the strategy of the king is a good one, it has proven over and over again for the last how many years that it is not. If you think of actors in the same situation as this scenario that's happening right now, and this is what I'm trying to always say about acting. Acting teaches you how to proceed in life. Acting will give you different guidances on how to better be equipped to go about your everyday life. In a scenario where there are these characters, the royal family, and then you have the Montecito duo, and the situation was the king keeps doing the same thing for over the last 3 years since they decided to leave the royal lifestyle behind, but they still want to maintain it because of the status. Another contradiction, another hypocrisy. The behavior of King Charles seems to be the same. He's still trying to please his younger son because he's coming from a point of view of the father wanting to reconcile with his son. In this case, if you had a play and the characters were in a relationship of father and son, and one was king and the other one was a spare to the heir, the father king, as the actor, would realize, become convinced that going nice about trying to maintain a relationship with this spare son doesn't work. He's been trying it for 3 years. If you're doing a show, if you're doing a film, and you're showing the same strategy to please your son, no matter the wrong that he's done, no matter the contradictions, you're still giving him the opportunity to come to the coronation because he's your son. That would not work with any actors portraying characters, because those characters would not be considered characters who are in control of their status, in control of their life, king or not king. If I'm going to have someone in my family put me down, throw stones at me every chance they get, my first strategy would be to offer them to talk about it and see how we can come to an understanding where we can reconcile this whole craziness. I'm dealing with such a person actually in my life. I have tried for so long, and I have given and I have given, and he had stolen, he had taken everything. Give somebody one finger, they took the whole hand. It's been complete chaos. I would never, ever trust that person again. I would never, ever say to myself in real life, oh, I'm going to give him one more chance to show his better part of who he is. He hasn't been able to do so because he doesn't have one. And I feel that it's the same with Harry and King Charles, Prince William and Princess Catherine. I'm sure they don't feel the same. Honest to God. I mean, I understand Prince Charles waited for 50 years to get to the king status. You know what? Okay, then act it. Act as if you were the king. Act as the king. If not, move to the side and let Prince William, who seems to be already so much more prepared and so much more understanding of what it's needed to be done for the monarchy to continue, for the royal family to still exist years from now. At the pace and in the style with which King Charles is coming up with a strategy, he and some people think to be brilliant, it's not working. There are people who are protesting outside more and more about him not being their king. Well, let Prince William be the king. If you're not able to make decisions, if you're not able to make bold choices and to put the hat of the fatherhood, put that hat to the side and put the crown that you're going to have now in the coronation when you're going to be coronated as king. You cannot ask other characters to do things differently. If I'm doing a rehearsal, if I'm on stage with other characters and I want something from the other character, I'm not allowed to go to that actor and say, listen, when we're doing this moment in the play, can you give me a different reaction? Can you act nice? Can you behave yourself? The other actor, you know what they would say to me? You don't have the right to tell me how to behave. The same way that we cannot control how other people in our life behave. How do we go about getting them to behave differently? We go about it by getting that out of them. That's the only way that we are allowed as actors to do it. I don't have the right to go to my fellow actors and tell them how I want their reaction to be. I have to figure out how to go about. I have to try different tactics. I have to try different strategies to get them to give me what I want and have the change in their behavior that I want from them. It's the same thing with King Charles. If you want your son and his wife to behave differently, you have to get them to do so, not by writing letters, not by asking them in words, but by actions to get what you want out of them. Decisions and choices have to be ones that you haven't tried. You can't go with the same choice and expect a different result. That's the definition of insanity, right? Everybody knows that. You can't keep being nice and leave the door slightly open when they're giving you back the same bad behavior. If you want them to change their behavior, you have to change your behavior. You have to do it as actors, playing characters. Why wouldn't that rule apply to life? Acting is life. Life is acting. Obtaining of a goal, it is up to you to go about it in different ways. Overcome different obstacles. Try different ways of doing it to get the other characters to change their behavior. You can't just sit and hope. If you're just sitting back and you're hoping, there will be no show. There will be no film. This is how we're going to do the scene. I want you to be nice to me. So please, when I say the line, can you stop putting me down? Can you start being nice to me? I beg you. And his line is, I'm not going to, because you have done me wrong. Let's just say, I'm paraphrasing the situation of these duo Montecito and what they're saying, how they were wronged by the media, by the royal family. Can you be nice to me? I want your behavior to change towards me and be nice. Can you not keep putting me down? And they have the same line, because the line is written down the same way that these two have their script written out. They've written it before anybody knew they wanted nothing to do with the royal family. They had written their script of doing exactly what they're doing right now. And that script is going to continue for a long time. So stop hoping that they're going to change. The only way that you can get them off of their track is to surprise them in your behavior. Going back to the example that I just gave you, I am asking you again to please stop. I have had it. I am done with you. Done. And guess what I would do? I would turn, which is now written in the script, and I would start walking out. I would turn my back. You take the importance they place on themselves in their behavior with their line of saying, yes, but you have done badly to me. You have done this to me. You have done this to me. They can say that as much as they want. If I turn my back to them, which I never did prior because I was open to them to change their behavior using the same approach, they never change their behavior. But as soon as I stand up for what I say and I do it with an intonation, I mean what I'm saying. This is not the same way of saying the line as I have for so many rehearsals. I'm going to do it in a way face to face with you. I'm going to turn my back. Then you can say as much as you want. We're not going to stop our behavior. But I will have won the scene. I will have gotten my objective. I will have gotten my objective. There was an amazing scene we worked on in my acting class, an improvisation done by two actors. Actually, they're professionally doing something that's outside of acting, but they've decided to take acting and they've gotten so great at it. It's wonderful. I was just reminded of this moment that happens in the improvisation, because you allow yourself to be in the moment and you listen to the other person and you take in the actions of the other person and then you respond moment to moment to moment. It was so amazing to watch. There's a betrayal scene that happens between the characters. It's from Miss Julie, the play by Strindberg. It's wonderful. You should read it if you haven't. There was also a movie that was done with Jessica Chastain and Colin Farrell. The movie was okay. It's okay. I don't think they even think that it was a successful movie. If you don't want to read the play, then you can see the movie, Miss Julie by Strindberg. There is this relationship between Jean and Miss Julie. Then the other character is Christine, who is in relationship with Jean, who's a valet. Christine is a housemaid. Miss Julie is the daughter of the owner of the estate Jean and Christine work on. Of course, Miss Julie wants the attention of Jean, the valet, because he is very articulate and very educated in the way that he speaks. He's physically a good-looking man. Her need is to be loved all the time. She wants to get Jean to love her. That's her need. Knowing that Christine, the housemaid, is not going to be able to say anything because her status is so much lower than Miss Julie, she knows that Jean is with Christine. So there's a scene between Christine and Jean that was improvised. And I said to them, I want you to do improvisation without feeling restrictive by what happens in the play. Don't feel like you have to play the scene, because improvisation should be done outside of what's given to us by the writer in the script. Improvisation should be done with the moments that are between pages, after the play ends, before the play begins. The things that we don't know about the characters, which are not written, those are the events the improvisation should be done on. So they started doing the improvisation, and to be in the moment of doing the improvisation between two characters, the best thing to do, I know the rule to improvisation, people say it's, you just have to say yes and yes and. Okay, you can do that, yes and, but it can still be a false, fake interaction between people doing the improv. What I gave them to do, I also gave them the permission to use the speaking out exercise. The speaking out exercise sounds like it would be, I'm speaking out all the time, blah, 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 I'm speaking out. This is how I feel. This is how I don't feel. No, the speaking out is, it means that you're giving yourself permission as the actor on stage to feel and to pay attention to what you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. Give those feelings voice if you want to, but don't let the audience know that you're giving them voice as the actress. Give them voice as if you were the character. If I were to be on stage, an example, and I am to play Miss Julie, let's just say, and I would be across Jean, the other character, and I was doing an improvisation plus the speaking out exercise, I would be looking at Jean. Imagine you guys are the characters of Jean. I'd be looking at Jean. Depending on who the actor was, I would take a moment, examine, allow my inner thoughts to become evident to me. And then I would speak my thought out of that, which is me, the actress. I'm not ready for this. What I'm saying is, give me some time as the actress, because I still need more time. But I'm not saying that. I'm just phrasing it differently. So the audience, if they were sitting there watching me doing this, they would think it's Miss Julie talking to Jean, for Miss Julie to say to Jean, give me some time. I'm not ready to do this. Breathe. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you, but my monologue is actually having to do with me, the actress, before Miss Julie, which is, I'm a little bit vulnerable right now because I'm acting. I don't get to act as much as myself, Mihaela, the actress. So give me a little bit of time before I'm ready to start. Changing the phrasing of it, so it gives me the liberty to be able to feel like I'm not constricted by the character, and I'm releasing what's happening with me internally. And that release will then put me on the path of truthful acting, because I'm not holding it back and pretending that I'm actually ready to go on. I have no fears. There's no fears. No, there's a lot of vulnerability. There's a lot of fears of me getting up and doing work on stage because I don't do it all the time. So what I'm saying is, those actors that were rehearsing last night, they were so lost in the moment, and they were doing this, what I was just describing to you, the betrayal when Jean, in the improvisation, tells Christine that he's leaving her, which is a scenario that's not in the play, but it would happen, let's say, after the play, or it's a reimagined ending of the play. The actress who was playing Christine understands that he is actually going to leave her for Miss Julie. And the actress in the moment makes 2 steps towards the actor who plays Jean and pushes him, surprising herself even, because she didn't understand that she was going to get to that emotion. She pushed the actor. When he went back, he was able to make the steps backwards, and then there was a chair, so he fell on the chair, so he didn't hurt himself. I'm not saying that you should do this without choreographing the physicality between 2 actors, but they did it well enough. Even the push, I felt the actress was knowledgeable to be able to push him, as if allowing him to know that she was coming towards him before she did it. So she didn't really hurt him. It wasn't like that. It was more like, I'm coming, I'm pushing you. Do you know what I mean? It was such a different approach to the way that she behaved. Christine, the character, is described as being this very loyal servant in this household, and Jean, to her, who is more educated, traveled, from what he tells her, she's in awe of this man. So you will never see her react in a way that she, the actress, just did in the improvisation, where she stands up for herself and pushes him physically and says, enough is enough. Everything that you've done, I'm not standing for it anymore. She stood up for herself. Standing up for herself as the character, she, the actress, the person, stood up for herself in everyday life for the different instances and circumstances where maybe she didn't have the courage to do it. So she did it through acting, and that is going to be enough for her to have gotten the satisfaction doing so for all those events in everyday life that she wasn't able to do it. That's what's so amazing about acting. And that's what I'm saying. King Charles maybe has to do one of those unexpected, surprising actions. It doesn't have to be physically pushing. You don't have to push somebody because you might hurt that person if you're pushing them physically. But if you're just doing the gesture in the air and you go, enough of your bullshit, enough of your story of delusion, enough. Don't come to the coronation, my boy. You can still call him darling boy. Everybody's saying, oh, he's still darling boy. Yeah, still call him darling boy. Darling boy, enough. Duchess of Sussex, could you like being called Duchess of Sussex? Titles having to do with me giving them to you. You can do it by yourself in your private moment at home. And then you can have your people call their people and tell them not to come. Tell Harry not to come. That would be a strategy that would leave them shocked because they don't expect it. This is going to change the way that the world is going to look at you. You are the king. You are the leader. People want to have trust in your strength as a leader. It doesn't mean that doing bold choices or doing something against what people are expecting you to do, you're not going to gain respect. You're going to gain even more respect. Do not come. Thank you. Changed our minds. You have enough reasons to do so. Oh my goodness, this was so much fun. I hope the microphone worked. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like and share if you like it, of course. I need for you to do so because I need this channel to grow because I don't think there's anything like it. I keep saying because. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Kisses. Mwah.